Okay, so this session is about what is OET and how to prepare for it, or exactly from where to prepare. And the most common questions that has been asked in the group. So OET is an occupational English test. It's more like IELTS because many people were asking me that is IELTS easy or OET is easy, and which should be done. So, well, I believe that the OET is expensive. It's an expensive test, whereas IELTS is cheap, and difficulty level of both is the same. People find IELTS very difficult, but in my opinion, I find it very easy as compared to the OET. Or as nowadays, people are just telling me that okay, fine, the OET reading text and the listening and everything is coming very hard and it's very difficult to solve. And so this, and personally, it depends upon the person who is preparing for this English language. So because both the tests your English. OET is more easy for the doctors because it's just all medical related. Terminologies are medical related, but the texts are differently, or like needs very detailed and vigilant reading. Okay, so OET is so this was the OET, and it's valid for almost 2 years. In COVID, the validity was for around. They made it for 3 years, or until 3 years the window was there. But I think so now it has been 2 years again. It's valid for only 2 years now, and maybe if they have made any recent changes, then I'm not aware because during COVID it was 3 years. And afterwards, I just came across their website that they are making some changes and it turned to two. And now I'm not sure. Okay, there are different, every occupation of medicine have this, but in my group is focusing mainly on medicine. Okay, and many people just ask me that, okay, fine, if they are nursing student and dentist, if I can. So I have no idea about your material. Although I can help you with speaking, but I'm not sure about the material about this, and I don't have the material with me. If you have that, and if you can just share with me, maybe I will be able to help you. Otherwise, I'm sorry for that. Okay, so this is the OET, and yeah, OET is widely accepted for Australia, Ireland, and now even Canada is also accepting OET. But yeah, one more question that was asked. Okay, fine. Someone was giving OET for to get the admission in the university. So I don't think so that OET is accepted for the university admission. What I have always read everywhere, it's for few of the universities who are accepting Duolingo, and rest. Now I don't know if they are accepting that or not, but every university accepts or requires IELTS academic. You have to check with your university. I've never came across that any university that is asking for OET. Yes, for the CARMS or for the residency and all, the doctors, if they want to go for the residence, like for example, the PLAP pathway or the CARMS pathway for Canada or USMLE, then yes, you can give OET, but I'm not sure about the OET for the exam, but it's IELTS academic for, I'm 7% sure. Okay, so OET has 4 parts. Part one is the listening, and it's for approx 40 minutes. The sheet will be given to you, the time will be given to you, and the question paper will stay with you. After each subset, you will be getting approx 2 minutes time to copy your answer. But I would advise to go through the answer or the mark your answers while you are listening to the audio. Don't wait for this. Yes, but if you have the scenario in your mind, so you can just click, circle the answers or something at that point. Reading is for 1 hour, and it also consists of 3 parts. Part A, B, C. Part A is for 15 minutes, after which the sheet will be taken from you. So you have the 15 minutes time to solve part A, and for the other, that's almost 45 minutes that you have. So the sheet will remain with you. Speaking approximately takes 20, 25, or 30 minutes. Again, it depends upon the examiner. One of my students, she just told me that, her speaking was more than 5 minutes because she was not getting on the card, or the examiner was moody or something, what? So he prolonged the card. So you will be given preparation time. After, you will be given 5 minutes time to speak. Yes, you can make notes during that period, but again, you have to ask everything to the with the examiner, because during COVID and after COVID also, they were just not letting to make the notes on that. But yes, you have the book with you. They give you a pencil and the paper. The card is with you. You can make notes and do everything in that 3 minutes and 2 to 3 minutes, and the rest 5 minutes are for the speaking. In between, it depends if you get a break also. For example, going to the next station, if somebody is already there, so a break. But sometimes there is no break. Sometimes back to back station. Sometimes it happens in the same cabin. Sometimes you have to change the cabin or move to another place. Okay, writing is for 45 minutes. Only one task will be given to you, and for the first 5 minutes you won't be able to write anything. The instructions will be clear that you don't have to write in that first 5 minutes. So you have to only and solely devote your 5 minutes for listening. Oh, sorry, for reading your task. Okay. And just a second, I just wanted to know if my session is recording or not. Yes. Okay. And it will be of 45 minutes. Now, yes, again, these questions were asked many times. Okay, fine. OET on the paper or OET the computer? Well, again, it depends from person to person. For me, paper was more easy because although I practiced on computer, but uh, I'm more comfortable with with paper and pencil. Okay, so it depends. It's your personal choice. Either the paper will be the same, side by side the screen will go. Like the writing will be on the left side, and the you have the sheet on the right side. Same listening will be on your listening text, or the reading text will be on your left side or the right side. They will you will be having the question form and everything, and you can just go forward and forth, up and down. You can just go. So it's your ease. If you're having a good command on handling the computer, if typing speed is good and everything is good, then you can go for the computer also. In some countries now, they are offering OET on at home also. Like most of the in Canada, yeah, last yes, my three students were in Canada, and they gave IT speaking only in the home, and the rest of the three modules were taken in the test center. Whereas yes, and whereas one student, I think so, she was in UK, where her whole 4 modules it was taken at home. So you can take OET at home as well. And again, it's very similar as you are taking at the center. And again, if you're comfortable with pencil and paper, I will say go for a pencil. But if you're opting for this computer test, then I will say, okay, work on your typing practice, selection and everything. Every option will be there. Two screens will go parallel to parallel each other. So you don't have to worry about that. Okay, fine. I will go read the text, I will scroll up, and then I will come down, then I will read the question. No, this is not going to happen. One screen will be of the text, second screen will be your questions. So it's easy. Again, whatever is good for you, you can select that. Now, if we talk about IELTS listening, sorry, OET listening. So initially we start with OET listening. In some of the venues, what happened is speaking is taken a day before, or if you go in a pattern, in a sequence, then most of the time, speaking is taken before, or early in the morning, or after all the 3 modules are finished. That is the listening, reading, and the writing. Writing is usually in the last, and then the speaking after a break of 45 minutes or 1 hour, then speaking is taken. Okay. Now, listening have 3 parts. Part A, Part B, and Part C. Part A is usually the fill in the blanks. Okay, and Part A is usually the fill in the blanks, and it's very easy. Like, I think so the easiest part of this listening, reading, or everything is the blanks. They are very easily located, and you can do it very easily. There's nothing too worried about that. Okay, fine. What's going to happen? Yeah, just a second. Yes, what's the difficulty level is also less in part A, as the parts, sub modules or parts, changes. So the difficulty level increases. So this is a pattern. A recording will be played. You will be given a time. You will be giving a time through, the instructions will be played and everything. And in that time, you can just read the question also. Okay, you will be given time before the recording is played. And once the recording is played, I would say go with the flow. And in listening, spelling mistakes doesn't matter. If until and unless, it's the sound is the same as you have heard. For example, if it's pneumonia, instead of P, you have started with an E. Okay, or if it's knee, you skipped a K, then it's not an issue. Spelling mistakes is not considered critical in listening. They just leave it. But yes, in reading, it matters a lot. You get a 0 point if your spelling is wrong. Okay, in part A, two tracks from different consultations between a healthcare professional and a patient. A complete set of medical notes relates this extract. So basically, the extract is usually two person will be talking to each other, either regarding an appointment or the medical complaints. These will be the basic tasks. It's easy to locate. It's not that difficult to do the part A. If you are able to score maximum in part A, then I will say that okay, you will clear the rest of the other parts also. Okay, now coming to the part B, again, there will be 6 questions, uh, and a small extract you will be listening to, and then there will be a question and then a small MCQ. Again, what I will say that time will be given to you. Okay, and in that time, it again you have to practice it. What works for you? You read the question, understand the question, that what exactly the question is asking. And while you're going through the options, you will get in your mind, okay, fine, the question is asking this thing. Okay, fine, this might not be included. This might be wrong. Okay, by okay, for example, in this example, the question is you hear, okay, what does she warn her colleague about? So there is something she is warning her colleague about. So you have to listen to that only. And the options given are: the patient is allergic to some types of antibiotics, care must be taken, oxygen may be needed. So if I just look at this, so someone is warning her colleague. So how the warning will go? That she must be careful. Okay, the patient is allergic to some types of antibiotics. What does she warn her colleague about? Okay, it can be anything. Now, okay, oxygen may be needed if patient becomes there, but warning, it's some kind of a warning which you have to listen. Okay, fine, the extract might, okay, fine, the patient is allergic to this. Okay, and but the patient is allergic to some types of antibiotics. In my opinion, if I'm just looking this, I will not say that, okay, fine, this is some kind of warning, because, okay, everyone is allergic to some kind of medications and it's not clear. If it was written, okay, fine, the patient is allergic to penicillin or metronidazole, then yes, should have considered it as a warning. But if the question is this, okay, then you have to just listen to the warning. This sentence, the patient is allergic to the to some types of antibiotics, will be played. Definitely the exact sentence will be played up or below something, but it will not be a warning. Warning will go like, however, I would like to know, inform you. Yeah, please note. These are some of the keywords which you have to look forward to do these. Otherwise, part B is also very easy and simple to do, like part A. Okay, so part A is very straightforward. There is nothing to think. Just go with the flow. Whatever you are listening, just write it. Spelling mistakes doesn't matter. Okay, now coming to part B, there will be 6 questions, a small extract you will listen, and one MCQ. We're having 3 options, and you have to just answer that. And it will be an easiest track, but with increasing number of questions, the difficulty level will increase as well. Okay, then now coming to a part C, yes, this will be something difficult. It's a it might be a study, it might be an argument, it might be a research, it might be a finding of something, or it might be of some changes they are going to make in the uh, healthcare management or something. These kind of long boring text will be part C. So, and here again, time will be given to you. One, there will be one extract and then 6 questions related to that. Then another extract and then six questions related to that. This is difficult, I agree. But again, you have to work on it. Okay, you will read the questions. If you have the time, read the answers as well, and then just listen. While you're listening, it's a long text, so you will have an idea, okay, fine, what they are talking about. Okay, so this is the listening, and they have 6 questions in each extract, and it's a prolonged strike. And after each subtest, after each part, you will be getting 2 minutes uh, to to copy your answer, you can say, or yes, but I will say that while you are reading, while you're listening, just write it down. But if you have any confusion, you can just okay mark on the question paper, or for a later revision, okay fine, in the end I will just read the question again and I will go. Now coming to reading part, uh, if I will just talk about the parts, the part A is of 15 minutes. Okay, it will be 20 questions. Either it will be 4 text. Basically, there are 4 to 5 text, and the questions related to that. 1 to 7 questions are usually the blanks, and 7 to 8 to 20, they are something either write one answer, one number, or write just the text, or you know, these kind of questions are there. So, and you have to match the text, and part A is the most easiest part. If you get 20 in your part A, then you don't have to worry about the reading section, because 12, you just need 30. You will just get 10 marks from the, if you just do 2 or 3 part B correct and 2 or 3 part C correct, you will get the 10 points from there. Okay, so I will tell you each and everyone that focus more on part A. Part A is the most easiest. Try to do that. 15 minutes are given to you, and after 15 minutes the sheet is taken from you. And here that the task, as it's mentioned over, matching or short question answers or sentence completion. So again, matching is okay, what is this is found in this is text, so you have to write the text. Okay, this information is shared in which text. Okay, short answer, only the medicine name will come, or what is the procedure called, the procedure name will come. Sentence completion, that is again the fill in the blanks. Okay, so these type of question will come. So it's more about, you have to locate where the answer is. Again, 15 minutes, you have to use it, you have to utilize it very vigilantly, and 20 questions are there, and you have 15 minutes to do that. But with practice, you can do that, and it's doable. It's not that difficult, and if you try to get maximum scores in part A. Now moving to part B. Again, 6 questions and one small extract. Again, you will be, you have to utilize now. The sheet will not be taken from you. The question paper will be with you till the end, till 45 minutes. Now you have to divide your time, the 45 minutes, between the 2 parts. And as you know that part C is going to be difficult, part B is easy. So give less time to part B. Say approx 10 to 13, or maximum 15, not more than 15 at all. Okay, that's the maximum. Otherwise, 12 minutes are, 2 minutes in each question. That's more than enough for part B. So it's, and mostly in the part B, there are small extracts telling you about something, like the shift is going to change. So what the other shift doctors have to do, it's the memo of something, or it's the instruction of any medical device, that how to use that device. these kind of extracts like are given, or how to, workplace ethics or workplace, how to avoid workplace hazards, something like it's a small text which you have to read it. And the text is not at all boring. It's easy, you can read it. Now again, you have to work on this. You have, and yeah, during part B you have to, uh, sometimes it's written, okay, fine, this memo tells this or this memo tell that, and what should be avoided. If it should or the text mentioned must, okay, so you have to focus on these words that, okay, fine, if yeah, if the text mentions only or must, and the question is just asking, okay, what should be avoided. Okay, there might be many things that should be avoided, but something must be very particular that should be avoided. And they use this connectors also, however, okay, unlike this. So you have to keep an eye on that also. Again, part C, long text, 4 options, and 8 questions, and a boring text. But part C, as I told you, they have two text. Usually it's seen that text B is easier than the text A. So again, it depends upon you. And there will be 16 questions, total in 16 questions, one whole text, and 8 questions related to that. You don't have to read the text only. I will suggest that you start with the questions, so you will have an idea, because most of the times the questions, say, okay, the first paragraph, the second paragraph, the third paragraph, they tell, okay, and if there are 6 paragraphs, sometimes they, skip one paragraph. Okay, fine. There is no question about the paragraph number 5. So you will just save your time while you are just going with the question. So, go with the question, go to the text, read through the text, and then respond to the question. The question paper will remain with you, and it will not be taken until the end. And the extract here is usually, as it's such like a listening. I told you. Uh, okay, wait a minute. Yeah, and this as listening, it might be understanding. It must be, they are discussing some case. They are discussing, examples and case studies. Okay, and separating the writer's main point from the surrounding detail. Like, the writer wants is saying something and the surrounding detail is there, so you have to extract that points. In many of the text you have seen that, okay, fine, flan doctor is saying this, so what does he mean by this, or what does this extract mean, and what does this, okay, this one. Understanding the force of quotations and references to other writers, like, there are references given, okay, one such writer just told this, one such writer told that. Okay, now what is the correlation, or what's the reference of that, these two writers? What does the research show? Which writer was correct? Which writer was, research studies was better? This, that, like this kind of questions are there. Or they're asking about the opinions, one person's opinion, or any preliminary findings, or any recent report, or a lack of evidence. So the text are these kind of text. You can read, Australian journal, you can read BBC medical journal also, you can read. If you have time, you can go through them. It's just for that, your own convince and your own research. Otherwise, the material we have in the group is more than enough. You don't need to get any other material, but you can read that, if just to make your understanding strong. Because Australian journal, I just came across, when I just suggested, two of my students told me that, the journal they read online, that, extracts was from those journals. So if you have time, you can read the journals. Okay, now coming to the part of writing. Writing is for 45 minutes. Reading time is 5 minutes, and the writing time is 40 minutes. Okay, and you will be given a case note. In the 5 minutes, you will not be allowed to write anything, and only after 45 minutes they will say, okay, stop writing, and they will take the sheets from you. Answer sheet will be given to you. Yes, you can write anything you want on the question paper. If you need, you can underline, you can circle, you can do anything, whatever you want to do with the question paper, you can do on your question paper. Okay, now case notes, again, you have to, during that 5 period of time, you have to, filter the case notes. What is relevant, what is irrelevant, okay, what you have to write, what you will not write. And usually if I will say, okay, fine, 40 minutes given for writing, I will I will advise all of you to, when you're at home, make a habit of practicing or writing down your letter within 30 minutes, not more than that, or maximum 35. So in the exam, under pressure, you will be able to write, within 40 minutes. I practiced a lot, for 30 minutes, and I was able to write, in 40 minutes. And same when I was giving IELTS, I practiced, literally I practiced to finish my writing in, 25 minutes something. And at that time I was, when they said stop writing, and I was writing, okay, in my opinion. So that one sentence, I was giving my second read. So I just came, no, okay, fine, take it. This something is missing. So when I was preparing for OET, I kept this one thing in mind, and I just, built myself under pressure, and I did this. Okay, so again, the assessment criteria, as you can see, shown on the screen. Purpose, like that will be your introduction. Then the content, then conciseness and clarity, that how clear is your letter, how precise it is, the information which is required by the doctor, is it all written or not? Okay, then genuine style, every letter has different pattern and
Aiva,
style.
easy, what happened? Huh?
And okay, and again, language or grammatical mistakes and organization and layout, these are the uh, assessment criteria through which your writing is assessed. Okay, in the end, you will be given a task. And yes, one more thing, everyone asked me, okay, about the date. So in the exam, it will be written today's date is this, or it will be written, okay, suppose today's date is this. If nothing is written, then the last visit date is today's date. Okay, now coming to the speaking part, I will see if I can just mention something else about writing. Anyone knows? Okay. Okay, now coming to the speaking, you will be given two cards, preparation time of 3 minutes, and role play of 5 minutes each. It's usually taken a day before, a week before, or the same day at the end of all the three modules it's taken. Okay, and yes, after the last module, a break of 45 minutes, 50 minutes, 60 minutes is given, and after which your speaking starts. During the 3 minutes time, you can ask anything from the examiner if you want. If you think your card is really, it's a follow-up card or anything, you can ask the examiner. During COVID, they were not letting us to write on the card or individual, and in some of the centers they were giving individual cards to each of the candidate. So you can just scroll it, highlight it, write it, circle it, whatever you can do. Otherwise, they will just give you a pen and pencil in which you can make special points, and you can note down the special points and write them there if you get the time, and if you are that efficient and have practiced well, then you can, yes, you can do that. If you can write you can write your empathic sentences, you can write what you're going to say, something different, English words. If you're going to use any idiom, if you're going to you know use any proverb, you can just write that. And in speaking, they usually assess, although these are the assessment criteria, what they assess. But what I believe is they see that how confident you are, how well you understand your task, and how you are performing it. Like, not like this, okay, you just do one task and then you will start the last task, then you start from the middle. No, you have to go in a sequence and do it. You don't have to, randomly just pick this. Okay, fine. No. And yes, how intelligently you are responding to the patient. Like if the patient is asking you, okay, can you give me a Panadol? But your task is there, okay, fine. No, I don't want to. She's having gastroenteritis. Then you will say, well, Miss Henna, you are having gastroenteritis. Like I'm asking you for the Panadol, and you're just telling me that I'm having gastroenteritis. No, you will respond according to your patient. So these are the criterias in which the relationship building, which you will be using empathic sentences, understanding and incorporating, like the patient has told you something, and then again you will ask the patient something, like you are not actively listening to your patient. And providing structure, again the structure, as I told you, information gathering, information giving again, and intelligibility, fluency, and grammar and expression. Your grammar and expression, you have to go from one task to another task. And I would like to say one thing is, this is an English exam test, not an medical test. I have seen many girls doing speaking, they either they have given PLAB and their OET has been expired, or they are going to give their CARMS through which, they haven't given OET before or have given IELTS. They try to do that in the way they have appeared in the exam for the CARMS or the PLAB too. You don't have to do that specific techniques or something, or in OET. It's your English language. You have to build your relationship. You have to show how intelligent you are. You have to show your expressions. You will not repeat one sentence every time. Okay, it's a very good question. It's a very good question. It's a very good question. No, you will not say that. Like, you are not a robot. And don't go scripted. If you're just going to say, everything the same, if all the people are just saying the same script, the same sentences, then the examiner will, okay, fine, everyone is saying something, so, okay, fine, they have learned the script and they're just delivering that speech to me. No, never go scripted. Okay. Now if the patient has follow up, you can ask the examiner, okay, what's your name, how I will address you, something like that, and you will start your card. And these are the criteria through which you will be accessed. Again, English language test, you don't have to um, you know um, use your medical knowledge. Do not use layman words. Do not say urine pipe or say, okay, food pipe. No, no, don't use like these words. Okay. Show your English language. Use synonyms, use antonyms. The more you will use these kind of words, there are the higher chances to get um, more marks. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. Since I'm teaching, most of my students are getting 400 and some of them are getting 380 and 390, and which is very good, big achievement, because I always tell them not to repeat their sentences and use antonyms and synonyms. Now, everyone was asking from where to study. Okay, the main resource I will say is this Jashan. Jashan is a very good book. You can start from here. Okay. And if I will say that, okay, fine, initially if you want to start, you will start from here, the Jashan, and the difficulty level of this listening section is very similar to Jashan 5, 6, and 7. 5, 6, and 7 is very similar to listening difficulty of the real exam. This is also a book for OET reading, because many people find OET reading very difficult. So this is a book, and they have, this book are for many professions such as medicine, dentist, everything. If you have time, you can just go in. If you don't have time, then just stick to Jashan. Again, this is also a book, OET practice to test reading, and they have it's already shared in the group as well. Jashan will be your first source. Try to do all the tests of Jashan. You can skip the IRS test because they are the most difficult one. Okay, but if you have time left and you need more practice, you can practice the test. Yes, this Anna Hanford book. This I will, whoever is finding reading difficult, I will say start from this book, because some of the tests in this book, they have the explanation given of the answer for the reading subtest, like why they have selected this particular answer. So it's very good for the beginners to go with this, start with this book, because even if you get the key to the answer, that okay, why they the this answer is selected, then it will be very easy for you to look out to what to avoid and how to do this. And this is the official Kaplan book. This is also very good and concise book. You can do this book as well. It's also shared in the group. And this one is one of the book. It's also good. It has the listening also. And so everyone was asking in the group from where to study. I will say, if you want to study, start with and this one book, and then you can just move to this Jashan. And if you have time, you can do these kind of listening tests also. Everything, and this Kaplan official, and this although Jashan have the official test also from the OET website, but if something has changed or they have uploaded any new test, you can also check their official website of OET. I will suggest everyone to start with one subtest, master the technique, learn the pattern, understand the pattern, and then move to other tests. Like for example, start with reading and do the reading. Okay, I will say start with the reading. Do the part A for 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, and then okay, fine. You will master. You will learn the technique. You will know how the pattern is. How you will get familiar. Then move to part B. Same, then part C, same, and then all together. Initially, for 1 to 2 days, you don't, use the stopwatch or timer, but after that, start using the timer. Same, one subtest at a time, like for the reading. And yes, for the writing also in the group, the grammar book has been shared. Sorry, I don't have the grammar is shared. I will reshare it in the group, and the it has the basic knowledge also. And meanwhile, if I get the time, because right now I'm very much busy with the classes, and I'm also in a transition phase right at the moment, so I'm not getting much time, and so but I will share the tips in the group also. But the grammar book is there in the group, and in the group, the media section, if you will check, there will be many corrected letters as well. Or if there are no corrected letters, the benchmark booklet is there. And yes, one more thing I will say is OET, the book of OET officials writing, that's obsolete now. The pattern through which they are writing all this thing is obsolete now. It doesn't work now. Okay, it's not accepted. uh, in writing, you should write in passive voice instead of active voice. If you will see the official OET writing booklet, it's all in active voice, so avoid that. Some of the sentences, some of the connectors which I have every now and then I mention in the group, that okay, find these connectors, you have to avoid these connectors you can use, or these kind of sentences you avoid, or what you have to use. All the things, whenever I get time, I try to respond. Okay, initially, inshallah, later on I will make more such videos on that. And on each subtest, this meeting is going to end, so I will just end this on wrap up here, and I will share the recording in the group. um okay, and I will in my free time, I will again make a conduct a Zoom session for the reading part A. Then we will solve a text given by you, or just a random text I will find from the this the group, and we will solve that all together. And I will tell you the tricks how to do the part A, and then we will move to part B, and 1 3 the part C, and I will share all the tips and tricks to do reading. And then for the listening also, I will do a session, and the writing also, inshallah, I will do a session. And I'm planning to conduct free speaking sessions in my group as well. So I will share the link, that I will share the card in the group, and whoever wants to practice with me, so I will give the feedback. But for the detailed feedback, you can subscribe for my classes also. So I will end this here, and okay, your case notes, you can case notes, the time is